I need you to act when you feel stuck. Do something. Don't just stagnate. Don't just freeze. Do nothing and sit there and let yourself dig yourself into an even deeper hole. This is so important to understand. There's going to be moments in your life where you're depressed, where you feel stuck, where you don't want to keep going, when you don't want to move. The situation you're in, you don't want to keep, it's just not it doesn't even seem to be in your favor to keep going. But what's worse, though, is that a lot of us, we will just choose the option of not choosing at all. And then as a result, we will just do nothing, and that will be our choice. We will stagnate that way. I've noticed this in myself, where I'm finding myself in situations where I don't even want to do anything. I'm just sitting there. The situation's so fucked that I don't even want to do shit. And I realized, look, I'm not going to get anywhere if I just sit here and be a victim all day. I have to still put effort in somehow, some way of its own self-investment process. It doesn't matter what's going on. No matter what, I have to keep up my self-investment process to keep moving myself just an inch more every single day. Sometimes if the only thing we can get done is that one little thing, then that's fine. But we can't just stay at zero, because if we stay at zero, then we lose the opportunity to actually embody it in our own identity, and we lose the opportunity to make it as a neural pathway in our brain. We need to be doing something, otherwise we're not going to make that pathway to make it a part of our identity. Because our identity is based off of our direct experiences. And if we're not feeding ourselves any direct experiences of inching ourselves towards where we want to be, then we're not going to be able to get anywhere. You're going to be experiencing the same shit if you keep doing the same amount of nothing. It's simple logic at this point. So no matter where you are, you have to make a vow to yourself. It doesn't matter if this action, what it means to other people. It's what's more important is that you took that action because you see your long view. And you know that this too shall pass as well. So might as well get what you can done and grow through it. And keep that movement, and rather than just wasting that time altogether. It can be so easy to just stay stuck because we just don't want to keep going. But that is what will keep us stuck, is that lack of action. And that's honestly where we can grow the most, and where we can really find and dig deep on where our true motivations lie. Being able to still carry on and go through the motions with the things that we need to be doing, even though when we don't want to, when we don't feel like it. Then that's a commitment. That's saying to yourself that this is truly important to you. If it's important enough for you, you will get it done. If it's important, if your life is important to you, you won't just sit there and do nothing about it. You won't just sit there and distract yourself and waste your life away and just let the time go by. Because we can so easily forget that every day is a blessing when we are in the thick of suffering, when we are in the thick of bullshit that we must go through to get to where we want to go. This is why having that high vision is so important. And sometimes the only person that's gonna just tell us to keep going is ourselves. We can't even rely on other people sometimes to just have us to push through, to stick it out. You have to be your own motivator, your own cheerleader, your own boss. You have to be the director of your own life. And one thing that I know is that I cannot allow myself, as soon as I notice it, that I'm doing nothing, I have to take action somehow, some way. Because if I'm not making any movement at all, then it is on those days that are truly lost. Even if, I'm in a situation where I can't really, move as optimally in the direction I want. If I do absolutely zero, then that was a truly wasted day. But every day I could still find it in myself to take the time to do whatever it takes to move that needle just a little bit more every single day. That is another day where I've learned how to just master that moment, that day. Every day is just a bunch of moments stringed together. And if you have to learn how to master every single moment that's given to you, and that's tough. That's a tall order to fill. This is true spirituality. This is true embodiment of your own philosophy and all the stuff you learn and the wisdom that you want to embody. It's mastering every single moment. So maybe instead of swallowing the whole whale at once, just tell yourself that you just want to master this moment. And then when you get to the next moment, master that moment. And so on and so forth. It's one moment at a time. Buying yourself buying yourself time to make it to the next moment by acting now. Not staying stagnant and getting more depressed, more lazy, becoming a character that is not productive. When you choose to take some action instead of just succumbing to doing nothing, then you are casting a vote to being one step closer to becoming who you came here to be. You're casting a vote to someone that is proactive, that doesn't let themselves fall in a rut, because they know that there is nothing good happening in those moments when you're in a rut. So you just as soon as you notice it, you snap yourself out of it and you take action. So just to recap, if you're finding yourself in a situation where you are stagnant, where you're doing nothing, where you don't even want to lift a finger, that is exactly the time that you need to start to act just that much more. That is the exact time you need to act. Because then you have an opportunity to wire in some pathways of becoming a proactive character, someone that doesn't give up, someone that stays productive, that stays proactive, that respects themselves, that has high levels of self-care, and that and to be you're casting a vote to become someone that's going to actually be able to inch their way closer to their ultimate vision. But it's one moment at a time. So right now I want you to master this moment. Get up, get into action, get yourself into a flow, get into an activity, do something, but don't do nothing. And you will start to feel better about yourself just because you've made that momentum. You've created that momentum. But you have to start now. Just start walking outside. Get some movement in. Literally just move your body. Start with that. With that, I'd like to thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.